sure as hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty!
Welcome to the program. Phone lines are open, 239-277-9600 and 775-9600. Thanks to executive producer Tripod Billy, we are streaming live video at theledgeradioshow.com. You can listen live at 96krock.com and follow us on facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Special thanks to our in-studio producer, Sick Rick, and special guest hostess, Shannon. Thanks for being here, Shannon.
Welcome, Shannon. Welcome, Southwest Florida. Thanks for stepping in here. I'd first like to thank our title sponsor, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, for all your fire alarm security, CCTV camera, or access control needs. Call Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today at 239-288-6482. That's 288-6482, or visit them on the web at imperialfiresecurity.com. Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world.
All right, thanks, Smitty. You know, coming up at the first break at 10:20 or so, we're going to have Taryn Bragdon from the Foundation from Government Accountability calling in.
Also got your man.
Well, he's calling in to promote an event that Smitty's going to be at.
Yes,
it's the 5 Hot Mics in Naples. It's kind of like the Fox 5, where you've got 5 panelists, and they're all going to be battling against each other.
4-on-1.
Yeah, no. I think it's going to be 3-on-2, because they have at least 2 liberals on this panel.
They got somebody that's like-minded.
Yes, yeah, another crazy lunatic will be on there with you.
What, all 3 of them are going to be crazy lunatics?
Well, and then I think around 11 o'clock, we're expecting a call from U.S. Congressman Trey Radel calling in from D.C.
Wow.
So we're going to check on what's going on up in D.C., get his take on gun control versus gun rights. Maybe a little bit on the debt ceiling and the economy right now. But first, I want to get into something that caught my eye this week on Facebook. It was another small audio going viral. It has a video, but obviously you can't see it from where you're listening from. Sick Rick, this is Cut 10. And just to preface this, so this video pops up. It's a woman that she's got 15 kids. And by a couple different men. One of the men, now I'm surprised, one of the men has 10 kids with her. So
she's a giver, man.
Yeah, she's something. And so her husband goes to jail, and now she's out of clothes, out of food, out of furniture. I don't know if when they arrested him, they took all this with them.
He's probably glad he's in jail.
Maybe, I don't. Yeah, right.
Kids.
And she could stop.
Sheesh.
But
need a break.
So she apparently she's calling out for help, and she's blaming everybody else but herself for her problems. So, Sick Rick, let's go with Cut 10, please.
We tried to help them, and I think several other agencies, with the paying of her rent and the paying of her utilities and stuff, did more than their part.
But Adams says her life didn't start to fall apart until social service agencies got involved. Her fiancé, Gary Brown Sr., the man who fathered 10 of her 15 children, was arrested, and Adams says she was left with nothing.
I don't have any clothes. People been donating food just around here, just helping me out with food, and I don't have anything.
We called the Department of Children and Families to see what they've been doing to help. DCF says Hillsborough Kids Incorporated has been helping by paying Adams rent, even providing her furniture. Adams says it isn't enough.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children and mine. And Gary, all our suffering, all our pain, somebody needs to be held accountable, and they need to pay.
So what do you think? Who should be held accountable for all her children's? Who should be held accountable? What do you think, Smitty? Because that's the Obama voter right there. Who should be held accountable? Is that Obama's fault?
I know how you work, man. You cherry pick all week for this one red herring.
Man, that is typical.
That is classic. I got to give you that one, man. But I mean, what do you say when that? I feel sorry for the woman, man.
Sorry for her. I feel sorry for me. I got to pay for them kids.
Oh, come on. You picked the one person that's the worst of the worst of the worst, and you put her on here. The poor woman, can't you tell she's stressed? She got problems, man.
She shouldn't have had 15 children.
No, shoot. She shouldn't have had 15 kids.
It's her fault, then.
It is her fault.
So why do you feel sorry for her?
I feel sorry for anybody that got 15 kids. I feel sorry for people that got more than 2 or 3.
There's ways to prevent that.
If I was to feel feel sorry for anybody would be those kids.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
They have no chance.
Like I was saying earlier, all I was waiting for when I was watching the videos for Sally Struthers to come waddling by and trying to collect donations for McDonald's for these kids.
I'm waiting for that sad music start to play.
Exactly. Please donate. 10 cents a day will save a child's life.
He's only got one Xbox and 15 kids. What are we supposed to do?
Well, that's just. But that's what this. That's what I think.
We had an Atari and it broke.
Well, here's the problem, man. This is not an isolated incident. This goes on all the time.
How many do you think have 15, 20 kids? I mean, really?
That is an extreme amount of kids.
That is an extreme amount.
I wonder what her tax credit is every year. You think she gets 15 grand?
No, absolutely.
Does it not cap at like 8?
I don't know, but if you're a tax guy out there, give us a call. Let us know. 277-9600 or 775-9600. Where was she? What city was she in?
I think
it's Tampa.
Is that Hillsborough?
Was it Hillsborough?
Yeah, so that's pretty close to here, man.
Good old.
You could drive up there and donate yourself.
No,
I think she needs some more kids. Why don't you give her a hand?
No. I don't swing that persuasion. So
well, she looked like she wasn't that old either. I'm thinking maybe 40, and she's got 15 kids. Mm-hmm. Man, that's busy.
That's getting jiggy with it. All right.
I couldn't even imagine.
What, have 15 kids?
I got 3. I could barely handle it.
Mm-hmm.
You know me.
I don't know. I don't know. She needs a job. I know that.
Well, how could she work? Well, her job should be daycare.
Yeah.
But who's going to pay her? It'd be the government pays her to watch her kids.
But I know we joke, but that's a sad story. I mean, that's terrible.
Well, let me ask you this. If the husband was out of jail, what could he possibly do to afford 15 kids besides maybe be a big-time drug dealer?
Rapper.
You think he's a big rapper?
Right.
Yeah.
He could be a rapper.
He's a rapper, man.
Well, you know what he didn't do? He didn't wrap it up, that's for sure.
He's an ex-rapper.
Maybe a basketball player.
Basketball hoop
Yeah,
shooter.
Sick Rick said basketball.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Well, that was my comic relief for the day.
That was funny, man.
And, and I brought Shannon back on, well, first of all, because it's Shannon, but secondly, because...
She's better looking than both of us.
Well, here's the thing, man. I thought that this gun debate would be over by now. I thought it was going to come and go, but... Man, the politicians can drag this out. Every one of them comes out of the woodwork with their own new plan on how to take away the guns from the American people and how to disarm the citizenry. And it's amazing to me that they don't look at the actual problem. They want to jump on something that fits their agenda. And it's really scary because you look at all of the past in history, when you look at countries who have disarmed their citizenry, there was never a good outcome for those citizens.
No.
I mean, you've got Hitler and Mao and Stalin. I mean,
come on, man. Are you going to tell me that you're going to try to compare Obama with Hitler and Stalin?
Absolutely.
I mean, really?
Yes.
100%.
You are the most far-right extreme thought in the world. The man's looking out for the country. He's looking out for people. He's trying to make a difference. He's making a difference. He's trying to do something other than go, let's just have more guns. Because the NRA loves that. That was a great solution for the NRA to come out and say, hey, I got a solution. Let's sell more guns. That's a win-win for them.
Well, first of all, just so you're aware, the NRA is not a gun dealership. They do not sell weapons. They sell a membership, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
And after the Sandy Hook murder, they actually had 100,000 new members in a week for the NRA because not because people are running away from guns, but because people want to keep their gun rights. And the NRA stands up for gun rights in this country. They stand up for the Second Amendment. That's a fact.
I'm not saying that the Second Amendment is a bad thing. It's a great thing. Everybody should have guns. Nobody's going to take your guns away. But
you keep saying that, but that's not what the senators are saying. They want to take them away.
They're not going to take anything.
I played audio last week.
Not going to happen. I don't care.
I played audio last week of Dianne Feinstein flat out saying that she would have walked into Mr. and Mrs. America's home and removed their guns had she had the votes.
They're not too bright up there. Okay? Just like the guy that just came out again and said that a woman can stop pregnancy or rape again. Another GOP guy just said it the other day. And so these guys aren't too bright, and no one's going to take your guns. That's just a scare tactic you guys use. It's a scare tactic.
Well, we're not using it. That's what our politicians are saying.
Obama's the same as Hitler and Stalin because, that's what they did.
Here's
why. Crazy. They're not going to take your guns.
You can equate Obama to those characters because if you watch what he does the same things.
What happened in 1930 8 or something like that, back then is not what's happening today. It's not the same argument. It's not the same problem. It's not the same situation.
You'll be that guy that wakes up one day and goes,
"Oh my God,
what in the world happened to my country? Where was I at?"
You believed
when
the Y2K was going to crash?
No, I did not.
You believe all the conspiracy theories that's out there. You know,
when your head's in the sand and then you finally pull it out of the sand, you realize that your country is gone.
Okay.
Then what are you going to do?
That's not going to happen. Again, it's a scare tactic. GOP is known for that. That's what they do. They scare you into doing stuff. They put fear out there.
The GOP's not scaring us. It's the Democrats that scare me by threatening to take away my Second Amendment rights.
No one's going to take your guns. No one's coming to your house to take your guns.
Well,
they want sensible regulations and some rules. That's all. And you guys want no more regulation,
none,
and no more rules,
no,
and nothing at all. Just leave it as it is. Keep it the same.
How about,
and I'm happy. I got my gun. You got yours, Freddie? Yeah, I got mine too, Joey.
Well, how about we actually look at what the problem was, which was all the antidepressants and the drugs that these murderers were on, and not the guns. Because murder was already illegal.
Ain't no doubt they were nuts.
Exactly.
Ain't no doubt they were nuts.
So how would you stop that? We've already beat that dead horse.
Let's not try to isolate who's at fault. Everyone's at fault.
Well, no.
Everyone.
No, not everyone. I'm not at fault.
Even the NRA said that those violent video games are also a problem. And I really lamented on that for a while. I thought, is it? And you got to think, if you've got a 5-year-old
kid.
That word?
Lament?
Yeah, if you have a 5-year-old kid sitting there for 4 hours shooting the hell out of somebody on a video game, and you're going to tell me if he does that for year after year after year after year after year, by the time he's 13, he ain't messed up a little bit in his head?
It's very possible.
Very possible.
But when you
more than probable, I would say.
But when you say that it's everyone's fault,
yeah, I'm talking everybody.
It's not my fault. I can tell you that. It's not her fault.
Everybody that promotes violence.
It's not even your fault.
You know what they need to do? They need to take these video games and have them shoot the guy in the face with paintball guns instead of real blowing blood.
I can see Rambo now with a super soaker.
That's right, super soaker. And then when you kill him, shoot a beanbag chair, hit him in their nads, bam, and he goes down. Oh, you got me in my nads, man! And he goes down, boom.
Maybe
that's what I'm talking about.
That's the cure right there?
That would be a funny video game.
Well, I tell you what,
the nad shooters.
We've got there was a great interview yesterday, and I couldn't get all of it because it's a long interview, but I got several segments of it. And you know I love Ted Nugent, and I love his stance on guns.
I know you do.
Rick, let's cue up cut 1 over there. And this is close to the beginning of the interview. Ted Nugent he's really wound up. You know, imagine he's
stunning.
This is Ted on the Peter Schiff show. To give Peter Schiff some props for this, he did a great interview, and the first section here is Ted kind of giving you some of the background on the corrupt government.
Okay.
So let's go with cut 1, Sick Rick.
But I spend too much time with the heroes of the military, especially the heart-wrenching moments where we salute flag-draped coffins who have died because they sacrificed everything for the U.S. Constitution, what it stands for. It's as simple as that. And we have a government so out of control, so corrupt, so abusive of power, and so unjust and illogical and anti-American in their every thought and action that I am dedicated, along with more and more patriots across this country, to show respect for these heroes of the military that sacrificed everything for the Constitution while our government offends the Constitution that they've taken an oath and a vow to. So I'm just a we the people guy.
Yeah, and a lot of people that served in the military, when we fought, particularly in World War II, we fought against the Nazis in Germany, the Nazis in Italy. They banned guns. Hitler banned guns. Mussolini banned guns. The Soviets banned guns. Stalin banned guns. Mao Zedong banned guns. I mean, all these tyrants know that if you want to impose your tyranny on the people, you need to leave them defenseless. You need to disarm them, and the criminals know that too. I mean, probably the biggest proponents of gun control are the criminals.
Well, there you have it. I mean, I think that's a direct, truthful statement that these tyrants, as he calls it, that's what they did to control their populations.
We are not trying to take the guns from people. We're just trying to get some
regular. What world do you live in?
What world do you live in?
The one that I just looked at what they say.
Show me where they're going to say, we're going to amend the Second Amendment and nobody can have guns. Then I'll believe you. But until you keep spewing that garbage out and telling people they're going to come and get your guns, man.
Did you not see
They're not coming and getting nothing.
Did you not see the interview with Joe Biden the day before he met with the NRA when he said that... No. He didn't say regulation. He said that the president is willing to use executive fiat, executive order, to fix this problem.
It's not going to happen.
Now, I say this, if the president uses executive order to do anything to the Second Amendment, that is treasonous, and he should be arrested for that.
I will agree.
That would be treason. And by our law, treason, it's a federal crime, and he should be arrested immediately for that. So we'll wait and see what happens with it. I've got let's go to another cut here, Sick Rick. This is cut 2. This is Nugent talking to Peter Schiff about the government that will force us to disarm. So let's go with cut 2, Sick Rick.
There's a lot of us that live by logic and the self-evident truth that bring quality of life, the greatest quality of life in the history of mankind. And again, I reference the sacred, the mighty United States Constitution as an outline of how common folks think and what is common and sensible. So this a conversation, and the importance of focusing on the right to keep and bear arms really is the deciding factor in America versus the rest of the world. If the people in power, Michael Bloomberg, Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, Eric gun-running Attorney General Holder, are you kidding me?
I love that.
When the people in power are dedicated flagrantly, blatantly, unflinchingly to force American citizens into unarmed helplessness, and that's their agenda. Pelosi, Boxer, Feinstein, Maxine Waters, Eric Holder, they're all on videotape. It isn't some magical Hollywood trick. These people are on film stating that they don't believe the Second Amendment guarantees American citizens the right to own firearms. Any firearms, Peter. These are dangerous people who want to force us into unarmed
and look at the facts.
Well, I mean, that's something else right there. I mean, Smitty, you keep your argument is that they're not trying to take away our guns.
That's right. Sensible regulations.
They're not talking about sensible anything.
That's where it's heading.
They want to remove everything.
No one's taking your guns. You keep on saying it, and you keep on saying it because you believe it.
I do believe it.
And you're getting disillusioned by a lot of the rhetoric that's played out there, and I'm telling you, it would never happen. There's like how many million? 600 million.
I wish I had your
600 million guns out there. No one's going to take them all. They can't. That dam broke years ago.
I wish I had your faith. I wish I had your faith. Let me get to one more audio before we go to break. 277-9600, 775-9600. And when we get back after break, we're going to have Karen Bragan on the line from the Foundation for Government Accountability.
Sure.
Sick Rick, let's go. Now, cut 3, these are some stats that Ted Nugent throws up there. And this isn't something he just pulled out of the air. These are some of the FBI crime statistics. So let's go with cut 3 right now, Sick.
Once again, I'm just a guitar player, so I like to keep things really simple, So I stick with the facts, and I study the data. I look at the evidence. Certainly the Uniform Crime Report that comes out from the Federal Bureau of Investigation is equal in its conclusion as Scotland Yard, as all the university, even the UN Gun and Crime Study prove that where there are more citizens with more guns, particularly loaded guns on their person, as proven by the upgrade in concealed weapons reform over the years, where there are more guns in citizens' hands, not only does crime go down, not only does violent crime go down, but personal assaultive type crimes like rape, carjacking, and home invasion, they don't just go down, Peter, they go away. Why would you resist that obvious opportunity for upgrade and reduction of crime? It's because the Pelosi's and the Eric Holders and the Barack Obamas in the world, they don't want to save lives. They don't care about reducing crime. They are absolutely obsessed with their hatred for firearms and the freedom that goes with this.
And that's the God's honest truth right there.
Coming from a guy who crapped his pants so he didn't have to get drafted in the Army. There you go. That's the sensible guy there. He sounds like he's got all his scruples together. Ted Nugent. You're going to believe him.
Well, I can definitely believe what he's saying, because what he said there was absolutely true. Yeah. And if you think that a criminal would rather rob somebody that is armed than someone that's not armed,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're not coming to get your guns. They need some regulations. They need to dial it down a little bit, tighten up on some rules. Good guys can get them. Bad guys can get them. Everybody can get them. So just don't let everybody have them.
Murder is already illegal. That rule isn't working.
Wow, really?
So gun regulation isn't going to work.
You're going to have to do something. You can't sit and do the same thing and expect the same results.
Well, let's go to break. When we get back,
277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call. What you're thinking.
Hey, Stan here from the Stan and Haney Show. How would you like to have breakfast with us? It's Stan and Haney's Kegs and Eggs Breakfast, the day of the Sunshine Blues Festival, Friday morning, January 18th at Centennial Park in downtown Fort Myers. Free breakfast for all, a special live acoustic performance from one of the acts on the bill, plus breakfast with us, Stan and Haney. Now, the only way to attend this special event is to win your way in by listening to us. You want more information? Visit 96krock.com.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm, security, and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
The nicest used cars anywhere in the country are right here in Naples. And they're all on NaplesUsedCars.com. Hundreds of extra clean, low-mileage used cars at a fraction of their original prices. All makes, all models. And right now it's our New Year clearance event with over 600 vehicles in stock. We're having a clearance event this weekend only. Imports and domestics like Dodge, Honda, Chevrolet, Subaru, and Toyotas all start under $5,000. Under $5,000. Luxury vehicles including Mercedes, BMW, Infiniti, Lexus, and Lincoln are on clearance starting under $10,000. Mercedes under $10,000 this weekend only during the New Year clearance event at NaplesUsedCars.com. Browse at your own pace 24 hours a day. Get your trade value, your interest rate, your down payment, your monthly payment. Even fill out your credit app online. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one of ours. Visit NaplesUsedCars.com. That's NaplesUsedCars.com.
Plus tax, tag, and title fees sponsored by Germain.
You know, Caroline?
What?
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson were in here the other day
Yeah.
from Bradenton. You know what they were so impressed with, which is, one of the little things we do here. Folks, when you come to Billy and Caroline, by the way, over here at Facility Kia, Cape Coral, Florida, during Nugent 2013. But you know what they were really impressed with, Caroline? They liked the row of test drive cars we have. You know, they went to 2 other dealerships, and then the salesman had to stumble, bumble, go out to the lot with a tag, throw it on, plastic on the seats, they ding go dong. But they come here. We have them all lined up, all gassed up, right? And the plates are already on them, and they can take them out and test drive and see if they like them, and then pick out the color and equipment they want.
Right. I mean, we know that you want to drive the car before you commit to buying it, so why not just have them available and ready to go when you get there?
Let me tell you something. That's number one. And the second thing they like was I got involved with the banks.
Oh, boy.
You know, most of these dealers are out playing golf, folks. Not me. I'm with you, baby. We're grinding.
For better or for worse?
Caroline, it's all about being huge, Caroline.
So, wouldn't it be great if we knew somebody with a boat?
Yeah, what if it was us?
Now, that would be great.
The Great American Boat Show is coming to Bass Pro Shops with great deals on America's favorite boats. Free Bass Pro gift cards, rewards points, and free Power Pros maintenance protection with purchase of select boats. Plus, free fishing seminars, family activities, and prizes. Save the date. The Great American Boat Show comes to Bass Pro Shops January 18th through the 27th. Find out more at BassPro.com/boat show.
Sunday on Showtime. For Fiona and the rest of the Gallaghers, no means no. No boundaries.
I think you need a spanking.
No rules.
When you're poor, only way to make money is to steal it or scam it.
No shame.
As a man, it's your job to keep secrets from the women who love you.
And this Sunday at 9, 8 Central, there's no cost. It's an all-new season of Shameless on Showtime. And it's part of the Showtime free preview weekend.
Living the American dream, Nico!
The season premiere of Shameless, followed by the season premiere of House of Lies. Sunday at 9, 8 Central, only on Showtime.
Talking our hometown, our state, and the state of our country. Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can send us an email, JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. Check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. If you'd like to advertise during the show every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, visit our website, contact us for details. All right, Smitty, we got Shannon back in the studio. We appreciate that. And on the line with us, Sick Rick on line 1, we've got Taryn Bragdon from the Foundation for Government Accountability. Taryn, are you there, buddy?
I am.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. I know we got a big event coming up next week, and Smitty is going to be part of it. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about this thing?
Well, what we do is every month we host a program called 5 Hot Mics. That's M-I-C-S, not mics like the guy.
Gotcha.
5 Hot Mics, and we have.
That was a close call,
panelists.
man. Had me worried.
Well, I'm sure people would like to see that side of Smitty as well.
No. Magic Mike, Smitty.
Yeah, Magic Mike.
Anyway.
What we do is we have 5 panelists, diverse on the right and the left, and it's really a lively program where each panelist presents a topic. The other 4 haggle over it for 8 minutes, so it's very rapid fire, and then we move on to the next topic. And then at the end, the audience can do a rapid fire question round for several minutes as well. So it's very intense, but also very heated.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, Smitty and I, we were at the last event last month, and this is something you're doing, every month, right, Taryn?
It is. What we're trying to do is kind of replicate some of those Sunday morning political shows with local talent, which is why we're really pleased that Smitty's joining the 5 this month, and just give people something a little different than the typical policy talk at Naples.
Well, I tell you what, you're definitely not going to get typical policy talk with Smitty there. I mean, I hope you know what you're getting into. I hope you listen to our show and you're going to know what you're getting into with putting Smitty on a panel with 4 people that are probably professionals with a room full of rich people from Collier County. You're going to have Smitty in there. I don't know who thought of that plan.
That's right.
But God bless them.
Well, and Smitty, I looked at your topic, and really your challenge is to be as articulate as Joe Biden, so you've got a really high bar.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Joe Biden, he's like the dumbest guy on the planet.
I said, you laugh now, we see who won the election, okay?
Touche.
That's true. That is amazing, Taryn. That's something I talk about, and
dumb as a fox.
Man, I just stumble with this every week as to how
to put your shoes on.
That too, but just how in the world could the American people not have seen through the smokescreen that is Barack Obama after all of the stuff he's put us through?
Because they don't digest, Rush
Facts.
Limbaugh all day long like you do. That's all.
I gotcha. I mean, what do you think, Taryn? I mean, I was so disheartened, and disappointed in the American people for what they did in this last election.
Well, it's a close election, and you look, essentially, all of us woke up on Election Day with the same story as it was the day before the election.
Yeah.
And what I feel badly about, and I'm on the same political side as you, is I don't understand sort of what the majority of Americans were thinking, but that was their choice, and the real tragedy is the tough choices that really need to be made in Washington are going to get kicked forward another 4 years, which is the biggest disappointment.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, so the event, the 5 Hot Mics.
January?
Yeah.
It's January 17th.
Okay.
11:30 at Gray Oaks Country Club. And Smitty's up against myself, Byron Donalds, Roy Leonardson, who is a Republican political consultant, and Steve Hart, who is a Democrat political consultant. So we've got a great balance.
Did you tell Byron Donalds that Smitty was going to be there?
He knew what he was signing up for.
Okay.
So,
Byron's been in here quite a bit.
Yeah, Byron's been on the show several times, man. And I've seen Byron literally with his head in his hands, leaned over in the chair, and just doesn't know what else to say to Smitty. It's like beating your head against the wall and just doing it till you go unconscious, and you're
because common sense is not so common. A lot of people can spew out statistics and stats and all kind of charts and all that, but the common sense approach, some people just don't get it. That's how it is, bro.
Well,
and you'd hate to be confused by the facts. I totally understand.
Facts are what you make them, and you can make them sound like they're going to be for your side. So we can all use kind of slanted facts.
Hey, Taryn, what can people go to any type of website or Facebook page or something to look up more about this information?
They can go to our Facebook page, Foundation for Government Accountability, or our website, which is Florida FGA, Frank Girl Alpha, FloridaFGA.org, and sign up for it. It's 11:30, January 17th at Gray Oaks. It's $40 a ticket, and it's totally off mic. We don't record it or anything, so this is really Smitty unleashed, as well as everyone else unleashed at him.
All right, Taryn, we appreciate it, buddy. We will. I'll be there. I know Smitty will be there. We'll enjoy it, and thanks for the call, man.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Well, there you have it. Now I got some other callers on hold. Let's get to them as well. But that'll be a fun event, man. That's going to be good to see Smitty up there, and I hope that some of our listeners can show up. The last event was full. This one, it's going to get bigger and bigger every time.
Robert Levy from the Cato Institute, and he was a very intellectual guy.
Oh yeah, no, he's very smart, very libertarian. His views were very striking. I really enjoyed listening to him. Yeah. Let's take a call. I've got on line 2, Sick Rick. You got Chip. Hey, Chip, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Hey, JD.
Hey, buddy. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Biggest thing,
I think you guys might be going through a dead spot there.
Yeah, you're going through a dead spot, bro. You're going to have to call back. All I heard was, and I promise I'll not get, and...
I think what he meant to say was, Smitty is an idiot, and we want to keep our guns.
Yeah, that's
what Chip was saying. Funny. That's what I heard him saying off air, I'm sure.
Jerry would tell you, man, everybody's coming down. The Russians are coming to get you. The Chinese are coming to get you. Red Dawn is here. Sky's falling. Chicken Little. Everybody's going to take everything from you. They're going to take your gun.
Hitler,
I mean, everything. I mean, the world's coming to an end.
Listen, man. Listen, I got two more clips from Ted Nugent I got to get to.
I will, but did you hear that asteroid is going to hit the U.S. in February 15th?
I hope. This year?
That's what they said.
Sweet.
It's going to slide between the moon and us.
I thought you said it was going to hit us.
Well, I don't think they're going to tell you they're going to hit it. You think they're going to tell you?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
I saw the movie. I'm sure they're not going to tell us the last minute.
It's going to miss us a little bit there,
I wouldn't mind being on the astronaut team that has to go up and drill the hole in there and drop the nuke into that thing.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Okay, Bruce Willis.
Exactly, man. That's a great movie.
It was.
It's a great movie.
Play your clip.
All right, well, this is more from Ted Nugent with his interview with Peter Schiff. This is Ted talking about how successful gun-free zones have been. Let's go to cut 4, Sick Rick. Go ahead.
You're identifying, once again, the inescapable conclusion that everybody, when they're honest and they look at the statistics and all the investigations and reports and studies, it is gun-free zones. It is Barbara Boxer's dream. It is Dianne Feinstein's and Barack Obama's dream, called a gun-free zone, where the most innocent lives are slaughtered every time. Who is resisting this information?
Oh, and it's not gun-free because the criminals have the guns.
Have you noticed that?
It's a defenseless zone. It's where the victims are disarmed and the criminals are the only ones with guns. That's a gun-free zone.
Yeah, unarmed and helpless is an irresponsible and suicidal condition. If you believe that being unarmed and helpless is a desirable condition, then quite honestly, you have no soul. You must not respect the gift of life. You must not care about your family's life, because if you are unarmed and helpless, you are unarmed and helpless.
I just thought of this. I think President Obama should lead by example and disarm his Secret Service protection.
Well, it's like he forces New Yorkers into unarmed helplessness, but charges them tax dollars to pay for a full-time machine gun-toting security detail.
That's true. Why is it that the politicians have these massive machine gun-toting security details, yet they don't want us to have that same protection? Right. And you mentioned something earlier, Shannon. Some of the statistics you've got regarding some of the areas that we do have armed guards. We've got banks. Armed guards. Yep, go ahead, banks.
Protecting any politician. The schools where Barack Obama's children, they have at least 11 armed guards.
And yet,
he doesn't want our children, our schools, to have armed guards, armed police officers.
No, that's no good.
Why are his children being protected, but other children aren't?
Well, I've got Chip back on the line, on line 1. Let's go ahead and go to Chip, Sick Rick. Chip, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Hey, JD. Hey, sorry about that. Well, with that interview, when David Gregory questioned the NRA president, he questioned him about, isn't it ridiculous and so, cost inhibited to be putting guns into every single school? My point is this: David Gregory, where his kids go to school, they have armed guards, which is also, I believe, the same place that Barack Obama's kids go to school. And it's so ironic, that these guys want us to give up our rights, just as the same way that Obama, with his Obamacare, they don't want that kind of insurance. But hey, it's great to impose that kind of view on us and make us get those crappy insurance. But, hey, when they come to what they want the best of everything.
Well, that's the typical liberal hypocrisy. That's the elitist attitude in Washington. And it's that they are the kings and queens and we are the peasants. And they will have all the protection and all the good health care, and we will get whatever scraps are left over, including not being allowed to protect our own children in school.
Absolutely, And I think, and that's what it comes down to, we should have our rights to do what we can to not only protect our family, but also, protect, our government at the same time, and with his agenda, it's everything. It's from, national security all the way down to my privacy in my own home.
I agree. I agree, buddy. Well, thanks.
Thanks a lot, JD.
All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for the call. I think Chip's right on, man.
Well, talking about the Lee, just for locally, Lee County Superintendent Joseph Burke announced sweeping changes on Tuesday, and he's actually talking about that. Burke said he's also in talks with the sheriff's office to station armed school guards resources at every school. Currently, there is an SRO at every middle school and high school. It would cost the district an extra $4 million, they said, to do that. And, of course, there's some other upgrades they're talking about, too. They're talking about some special locks and all, that kind of stuff, safety stuff.
Access control kind of stuff.
Right.
Keep people out.
Imperial Firearm Security.
Imperial Firearm Security.
They're looking to do some special stuff there, and that would cost an extra $6 million. So you're looking at, $10, $11 million to. But
is it worth it?
I think it is.
What's the cost of a child's life? Think about this. Think about this. The one attorney at the Sandy Hook school for one of the children at the Sandy Hook massacre was going to sue the school board or the state for $100 million and he was representing one child. So $100 million in a lawsuit sounds like a lot more than $11 million to protect children. And again, like we've said many times on this program, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Well, no amount of money could ease the pain and suffering of any parent that would lose a child by at all something tragic like a shooting. So what number do you put on that?
Yeah.
There's no denominational number that would equal your grief.
I would agree.
And your heartache when you have to bury your kid, knowing that he was shot dead.
Before we go to break, let me play this last cut from the Ted Nugent interview with Peter Schiff. This is going to be cut 5, Sick Rick. This is Nugent on liberal hypocrisy. Cut 5.
But again, I was there in California when Dianne Feinstein was fighting to end all firearms ownership, and she said no one should carry a gun. There's no reason for a citizen to carry a gun. We have the police and the 911. You can call 911 and get police to come to your aid. And then it was discovered that while she was railing to disarm California citizens, she had a permit to carry a .38, and it was on her at the time of her hypocrisy. This is the left. This is the Democrat Party. This is the Barack Obama gang. These people are soulless, hypocritical, dangerous, America-freeding, monsters.
Man, I love it. That's just straight-up truth right there, buddy. America-hating monsters. Come on, Smitty. I know you got something for that.
Ted Nugent, I have to say no more. You know what I mean? He speaks for himself.
He does speak for himself. All right, and with that, let's go to break. When we get back, we'll have more on gun rights versus gun control.
277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call if you think the guns should be in the schools, man. Give us a holler.
96 K-Rock, Stan and Haney afternoon.
Was at the Publix. As we are walking out the door, the British man says something to the effect of, "Well, I can promise you we won't be that long, my goodness." And I turned around. I start up with a fake British accent. "Well, I never waited that long online at the Tesco." You see the pace of their walk starting to pick up.
Stan and Haney afternoons. 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands from individual homes to large communities. Imperial Fire Alarm Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Come to Duncan's Diamonds and experience our Rolex watches, treasured estate timepieces on sale. Save up to 50% on all of our men's and ladies' Rolex watches. Fort Myers, US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center.
Offers with approved credit, $23.99 due at signing, plus tax tag title. Sonata includes $500 loyalty, $500 military, $1,500 holiday bonus cash, $24.95 dealer, no security deposit required.
The new year is here. It's time to lose weight, get in shape, get out of debt, hold everything. You can do all three at O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers. Lose the weight of a high car payment with 2013 Sonata lease payments as low as $169 a month. Get your bank account in shape with no down payment. And O'Brien Hyundai will help you get out of debt with 0% financing and up to $5,000 in savings. It's O'Brien Hyundai's Resolution Solution. Choose from over 300 vehicles on the lot, and you always get America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance. Don't wait another minute. Come get your Resolution Solution now. Get to O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers, just 2 miles west off I-75 on Colonial Boulevard, or click O'BrienTeamHyundai.com.
You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying.
As responsible homeowners and business owners, we pay our premiums on time and in good faith. Sadly, insult is added to injury when your own insurance company denies your claim or makes a lowball offer that doesn't come close to making you whole. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We have a section of lawyers whose sole practice area is representing consumers in disputes with their own insurance company. Whether you have questions concerning hurricane damage, fire, business interruption, sinkhole damage, or other insurance matters, visit forthepeople.com for help or call 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. That's 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. And by the way, it's important to know that even though you have already received a settlement check for hurricane or other damage, you may still be entitled to recover for additional damages you discover later. If you have questions, call Morgan & Morgan. For the people. Offices, Fort Myers, Naples.
Men over the age of 30, did you know that testosterone and energy levels are dropping and continue to drop as you age? Doctors refer to this problem as low T. There is a solution. The Man Stack. Exclusively from Total Nutrition, the Man Stack recharges your natural testosterone level. The result is a leaner core, denser muscle, a rocketing sex drive, and an adolescent supply of energy and stamina. The Man Stack is exclusively from Total Nutrition. If you're a man over the age of 30 and you're looking to build lean muscle, improve sexual stamina, and recharge your natural energy levels, it's time to try Total Nutrition's Man Stack.
Visit any one of the 6 Total Nutrition locations. Cape Coral on the corner of Santa Barbara and Veterans. In Fort Myers on 41 just south of Pagefield, or in the Gulf Coast Town Center. And now on the corner of 6 Mile Cypress and Colonial between Zoom 10 and Verizon Wireless. Also in Port Charlotte on 41 and Cochran, and in Naples on the corner of Airport and Immokalee. Total Nutrition is your one-stop shop for protein powders, weight loss, and vitamins.
This is Yanni from Total Nutrition. Same great service, same great prices, new better name. Visit us at TotalNutritionSWFL.com.
Let's get back to work, please. So, go ahead.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can send us an email, JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. Check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. We got a couple callers on hold. Sick Rick, before I get to the callers, I want to play something real quick. I've got another clip. It's going to be cut 8. This is a message from Oath Keepers. Now, for the folks that don't know this, Oath Keepers is a group that they were formed to reach out to anyone in the military, fire service, police department, anyone else that's taken an oath of office to defend the Constitution. And the Oath Keepers helps us remember what it is we're defending and why we're defending the Constitution. Let's go with cut 8, Sick Rick.
This is a message to every member of law enforcement and the military. I'm sure you know that there are laws in the works right now that would effectively end the Second Amendment as we know it in the United States. If you signed up for duty for honorable reasons, and if you made your oath to the Constitution in good faith, then we shouldn't have to convince you that this is wrong. We shouldn't need to convince you of just how dangerous this is or where this is headed. Deep inside, you know exactly where this is going, and you know that you have a choice to make. At this juncture in history, there can be no question that those holding the reins of power in Congress, in the Senate, and in the executive branch no longer represent the rule of law. By destroying the Constitution with the Patriot Act and the NDAA and numerous other police state measures, they have abandoned every shred of legitimacy and have made themselves into enemies of the people. They have become a criminal syndicate in the fullest sense of the word, and now they are about to take it to the next level. Right. You took an oath to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. The Congress, the Senate, and the executive branch have made themselves into a domestic enemy, and they are going to attempt to use you to help them. It's time to choose which side of history you're going to be on. If you're going to make your stand, the time is now. If you wait until the law-abiding citizens of America have been disarmed, then there will be no one left to stand by your side down the line. Any congressperson or senator who puts their name to any law which infringes upon the right to bear arms should be arrested for treason. That would be a literal fulfillment of your oath. If you don't want the situation to come to that, then on behalf of millions of honest, law-abiding gun owners in America who would sincerely prefer not to see America slide into a bloody civil war, I ask you to send a letter to every congressperson, senator, and state lawmaker. A letter not asking them nicely to abide by the Constitution, but letting them know, on no uncertain terms, what will happen if they don't. Make it clear to them that not only will you refuse to enforce their edicts, but that they will be defining themselves as enemies of the Constitution and of the people if they go down this road. Make them understand that you will hold them personally responsible for their signature, and that they will pay the consequences for their actions.
Well, there you have it. I mean, that's the Oath Keepers right there. I think it's a charging statement. I like the message. I think it tells the truth. And you know, I think that there's a lot of folks out there, former military, active military, firemen, policemen, that they swore an oath to protect the Constitution, and they need to remember what it is they swore to protect. And part of that, you know, with the Bill of Rights, is the Second Amendment. And you know, I know, Shannon, you've got some family members in law enforcement, and I mean, what's their take on this? Are they for America keeping their gun rights?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what we have to have.
Right. I mean, and if we don't have that, I mean, my family members that are in law enforcement, I mean, they wouldn't have had a job.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what they've done. They've protected our rights. They've protected the citizens. This is their job. This is what they've been doing.
Well, you know, several things have come out recently, and on January 10th, thanks to a story by Daniel Halper, he covered a small meeting with Vice President Joe Biden, and in the remarks from that interview, Biden even suggested that the Obama administration is seriously considering outlawing unregulated, what they call unregulated private gun sales. So that's sales between individuals. Currently, there are not laws in the books, especially in this state, that says that if I want to sell my shotgun to whoever, I can do that as a private sale. But they're looking at ways to make that illegal. I mean, so they don't have to come into our homes and take our guns, but if they make ammo illegal or private gun sales illegal, that makes it harder, you know, for anyone to obtain a firearm. But why do you go after items like this? Why aren't they going after the root of the real problem? And Smitty might have touched on it earlier in his own way. You know, he mentioned violent video games. Okay, maybe. You know,
maybe.
My kids
not
play
always.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're not saying always. We're not saying every kid that watches a video game and plays, you know, Kill the Zombie Man or whatever they're playing now, War World or whatever. They're not saying every kid's going to grow up and be a mass murderer or a nutcase, but it's going to.
But they're going to outlaw all the violent. They're going to outlaw all of them for all the kids that aren't killing somebody today. That's what they do.
Maybe
you got 10 kids that do it, so we're going to outlaw all video games.
I don't know about
just
all of them.
Just because they play a game doesn't mean that they're going to grow up to be these killers.
No.
My younger brother and his friends...
It's helped promote that, that's what I'm saying, that violent, that tendency.
But if they have parents that teach them right from wrong, they won't grow up to be these killers.
Well, maybe they'll have this parent that had 15 kids.
Yeah.
She teaches a lot of the good moral standing issues in the community.
It's like Ted Bundy's mother. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, he was a nice kid. Well, I mean, you're going to have...
Casey, he's a nice boy.
You're going to have these crazy lunatics out there that you can't defend against when it comes to video games or whatever. But to have these sweeping changes And I don't know, maybe video games are some of the issue. Violent movies. I mean, a lot of that stuff, when I was younger, when I was little, and when my parents were younger, the movies were, you could tell they were really fake. You knew that the monsters were fake, and that's usually what it was. It was against a monster, or it was against Russia or China.
But it's so real now. When you watch a movie and it's a death scene or it's a shootout, it is so real. It's so blatant.
It does glorify. It does glorify murder.
It does, and
it makes these kids want to be gangsters, and I can see that. I mean,
when we were kids and we would go see a kung fu movie, we came out thought we were Bruce Lee, man. We come out,
yeah, that's true. Now that is true.
End up hurting ourselves, and we went home and said, "Hey, don't do that no more."
But I think what Shannon was mentioning though, and this hits home too. If you've got good parenting, which clearly this country no longer has
very rare.
Good parenting, the parents it's their job to make sure that kid is aware that is a movie.
Yeah.
That is not real life.
Yeah, tell the kids, did you enjoy the movie? Don't even think about getting a gun, okay? I'm just letting you know.
Let's take a caller real quick. I've got line 1 sick, Rick. You got Adam on line 1 on the Ledge Radio Show. What's up, Adam?
What's going on, JD Smitty?
Hey, man.
What's up, buddy?
I'm sitting here playing Call of Duty, listening to your radio show.
Sweet.
No joke. Yeah.
Hey, don't come looking for me.
Yeah, Smitty. JD kind of hit it on, JD kind of hit on it earlier, saying that it's more they can make it more difficult for the gun owners to get a gun or ammo, anything like that. They aren't going to be able to walk into our house and just take the guns, but they can make it more difficult. And therefore, they raise the norm of what people expect guns to be treated like by the government. If they start impressing upon the general public that guns are a bad thing, and for years and years and years they can do this. Guns are bad, we need to outlaw them. Sooner or later that becomes the norm. And then they can take the bar and raise it a little bit further, saying, hey, you know what, if you have a neighbor that has a gun, let us know and we're going to go talk to him.
Well, Adam,
is the norm.
Adam, you're exactly right, and let me equate it to taxes. When taxes were first implemented, it was on liquor, and it was like a couple percent on liquor. I think Adam's dying over there. Hey man, whatever you're doing in that video game, you need to be careful. But taxes started out on liquor, and look what it spawned into. They tax everything, and it's because every other year they would find a new tax to charge us with. So if they start eliminating gun ownership a little bit at a time, before you know it, you're Great Britain, and you've got no gun ownership at all.
Right. And then the other thing you were saying as I was sitting on hold was the video games. Like you said, movies, video games, anything. That doesn't make somebody a violent person.
Right.
You can enjoy going on and playing a game. If you know it's a game, I find it more that it's a parenting issue and personal responsibility. If my kids are playing a violent game and I notice they start doing violent stuff, they're not going to play the game anymore.
That's right.
They're going to be a non-violent person, or I'm going to teach them to be a non-violent person. But if I see it affecting them,
what do you do? Just whip their butts?
I won't say,
Don't you look at that! Whap! Don't be violent! Whap! You son of a gun.
When I was a kid, that would be how it was. Now,
absolutely.
You can't do that kind of stuff. I mean,
well, and now that's a good point, though. That's a good point, Adam. You just said it. Yeah. Well, now you can't do that stuff.
Well, what age do you raise? What age do you stop that?
But hang on, though. Here's the thing. When we were brought up, we get our butts whipped, and DCF didn't come to your house because you got a spanking. So now you can't even punish your children without DCF coming in to take the parents and put them in jail.
Or even just the accusation of them touching the kid.
Well, so that leads me to this point. Government intervention, which was DCF, does not help. That's what happened to this. Well, that's not what happened. But the woman we played the clip for earlier said that her lifestyle started going down when DCF got involved. So that's government intervention that's meant to help. Great idea, but didn't do a hill of beans of good.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, buddy. Thanks for the call, man. All right, take care. So, and something that Adam brought up, and Smitty says they can't take our guns. Well, actually, I don't know if anybody saw the clip on Facebook of the CEO of Tactical Response. He's kind of a scary-looking dude, maybe former military, I don't know. But he went on there on about a 1-minute rant and said that it was a warning. If someone comes to take my guns, I'm going to strap up I'm going to start killing people, meaning I'm going to kill the people that are taking my guns. Well, of course, the liberal left went nuts. They're flipping out. Well, sure enough, his state decided to remove his concealed carry permit, so now he's not allowed to carry a gun. That goes into the next phase, which is an injunction where they come to his house and remove his guns, because once you've been put on a watch list.
Well, he ran his mouth. He ran his mouth saying he was going to come kill somebody.
He didn't say he's going to come kill anybody. He said,
shoot him, whatever you want to say.
If you come take my guns, I will start killing people.
And I'm start killing people. Well, if you say that, then you need to have your head checked. You don't just tell him to start shooting people. So
he's not telling people to start shooting people.
I know.
What he said was, if you listen to the clip,
I heard it.
He said, if they come to take my guns, then I will strap up. You need to get your guns. Get loaded up. Get ready for the revolution.
It's not going to happen. First of all, and second
of all,
all these people that are going to do it, big macho guys, pull out guns and shoot everybody because they're coming to get your gun. You ain't going to do crap. They're going to come knock on your door and you're going to give your gun up. Okay. So don't be a tough guy.
Well, that's the thing. So here you go. They're not coming to get my guns. They're not. What you're telling me, but you, in the same breath, you're saying when they come to get your guns, you're going to give them up.
If they come and get a nut job who's got a gun, take it from them. They're not going to come by military force down your street with all these people and knock on your door and take all your guns. You're living in some Hollywood fantasy movie.
I'm living in the history of that it's happened before.
You're living in the past, 1933 Hitlerville. Okay, wake up.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's
changes are coming.
Let's go to break. When we get back from break, I'm hoping to get a call in from Congressman Trey Radel from D.C. around the 11 o'clock time frame. So let's go to break. 277-9600, 775-9600.
Zito and Garrett. Cheech and Chong, our guests right here on Zito and Garrett.
Hey, when you guys were making all those movies in the 70s and 80s, there was a lot of smoking going on. I'm curious to find out how much of it was real pot. Were you guys smoking real pot on film?
Are you kidding me? You're asking Cheech and Chong if they were faking it? Are you kidding?
Actors? Are you accusing us of being actors? How dare you?
Zito and Garrett middays, 10 to 2 p.m. after Bubba on 96 K-Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at ImperialFireSecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at ImperialFireSecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
COOMTAN. I was tan last summer, now I'm pale again. I need a little bit of help to be ready for the beach soon. Tan puts some within my reach. Brown as a biscuit for $9.99. ZoomTan.com for a limited time. ZoomTan, $9.99.
ZoomTan has 25 locations throughout Florida. Go to ZoomTan.com for a location near you and for a free spray tan coupon. That's ZoomTan.com. Why be pale and pasty when you can be tan and tasty?
God, Carolina, when you came up with that idea after Christmas, everybody was short of cash. Now you're giving everybody a dime a day. Wait a minute, what's a dime mean? That people who aren't from New York.
It means
$1,000 a day.
$1,000.
31 days.
Well, really, it's 30 days because the 31st we're going to give $10,000. We're going to have 10 winners.
10 dimes?
31st, 10 dimes. Yep.
I talk like us New Yorkers. 10 dimes, baby.
10 dimes, and that's right. It's no purchase necessary. That means all you have to do is come in and register to win here at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral on Pine Island Road. You can do it 7 days a week until 9 o'clock this month of January. We know that the holidays are an expensive time of year, and, we thought it would kind of be, not only is it our anniversary, and we figured anniversary gifts are appropriate, but, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to dig a little bit of a hole right around the holidays and spend a little too much cash, and certainly wouldn't hurt me to have an extra $1,000
That cash is huge, Caroline. I mean, it's huge, Caroline.
Lansdowne Street is doing what they do best. They're throwing a block party.
Grab your friends and get to Lansdowne Street, the total Boston bar in Veneta, for the first block party of the new year. This Saturday, January 12th, starting at 11 a.m. Mark your calendars, because Lansdowne Street is holding a huge pig roast. There'll be lots of drink specials, live music from 4 live bands, your chance to win cool prizes, plus plenty of ice-cold brews. Put simply, it's going to be a great time.
We told you this was a party.
The weather's great, so get there early and party on the outdoor patio. And you know what else this Saturday is, right? It's NFL Divisional Playoff time, and you can count on Lansdowne Street for every second of the action. The block party is all day Saturday, and the fun starts at 11 a.m. Look for the green awnings on US 41 just south of Old 41 in Bonita, or coming off Strike Lane and come in the back door.
Lansdowne Street, a total Boston bar.
Like us on Facebook, or for more info, text Lansdowne to 41242.
The Start Fresh and Save event is on at the Home Depot, where you can get free whole home basic carpet installation when you carpet 3 rooms or more. Only the Home Depot has Soft Spring, the new carpet that's durable and softer than ever. So roll out your plans today with free installation when you carpet 3 rooms or more. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Valid through March 6th on basic installation, U.S. only. See store for details, exclusions, and license numbers.
From the huge studios, WRXK, Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myers, a Beasley Broadcast Group station, 96K Rock, and 96krock.com. Talk that rocks.
Get off the ledge! Get off the ledge!
This country should have hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty!
Welcome to the second hour. Phone lines are open, 277-9600, or for the viewers around the world watching live streaming video on the Ledge Cam, 239-775-9600. You can visit our website and blog at theledgeradioshow.com or find us on Facebook.
Welcome back, everybody. This second hour is brought to you by Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world. For all your fire alarm security, CCTV needs, or access control, call Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today at 288-6482. That's 288-6482. Or visit them on the web at imperialfiresecurity.com. Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world.
All right, thanks, Smitty. And I do have a special guest on hold. Sick Rick, let's get to line 1. I think we have U.S. Congressman Trey Radel on the line. Trey, are you there?
I'm here, gentlemen. Great to be with you.
All right, buddy. Man, I appreciate you calling in. We were so pleased to hear that you were able to call into the show from D.C. How's things going up there?
Things are going really well, actually. Just spending some time at the park with my wife and boy this morning, and get back to work on Monday morning. And things are going really well, though. It's really, in the big scheme of things, it's time that the adults come to the table here from both sides of the aisle and begin to tackle these problems that we're facing. Actually, just the past weekend, I did a bipartisan retreat where a group that literally just breaks down all of these numbers of our budget and entitlements and our problems that we're going to have in the future. Democrats and Republicans walked away with just kind of their mouths open saying, wow, we got a lot of work to do here. And if we don't tackle these problems, the country's in some serious trouble.
I would agree. And something, Trey, that's, we've kind of went back and forth the last couple of weeks talking about both fiscal cliff. Now we got the debt ceiling coming up. And the big thing in the news still, which is amazing to me, is gun rights. And we've got what seems to be a liberal assault on the gun rights in this country, coming from Dianne Feinstein, Barbara Boxer, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, as a matter of fact. So, I mean, what's your perception? What are you seeing up on up in D.C. Are the conservatives, are they standing together on this? Are they willing to stand up for the Second Amendment right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope you're about to hear the sarcasm dripping off of this telephone and your microphone. But, take a look at the city of Chicago, a city that I lived in for several years of my life. They have some of the strictest gun laws in the United States of America, and they just topped 500 gun-related deaths just maybe 2 weeks ago. It's just naive. I mean, let's take a look at a breakdown of what happens across the country when it comes to violent crimes with weapons. The number one leader in it would be some sort of a knife. Right behind that are hands or some sort of an object. Behind that, actually handguns. Now, you don't hear the Democrats talking about handguns. They're arbitrarily bringing up quote-unquote assault rifles. And the reality is when they start talking about taking away guns, just making them disappear, it is as naive as the war on drugs. You cannot snap your finger and have drugs just completely gone and out of society. You simply can't do the same thing with the gun either. And ultimately, my firm belief in this is the government telling you that you cannot own a weapon, a gun, is the government telling you that you do not have the right to protect your precious gift of life.
That's right.
Or your family.
And this U.S. Congressman Trey Radel on the line with us right now on the Ledge Radio Show. But I got a lot of folks similar to Smitty who say that that's not going to happen. That this government, they're not going to take away our guns. They can't take it away. But I point to history, and I point to the tyrannical leaders of our past, where it has happened time after time in multiple countries, and in every single incident where the guns were taken and confiscated from the citizenry, there was not a good outcome. And that's too much proof for me to see how our government is going down that slippery slope right now. That I don't have that same faith that Smitty has that this can't happen.
Well, let's take a look at what the president has already talked about. He's when it comes to the debt ceiling, he's going to pull an executive order. When it comes to guns, he's being urged to pull an executive order. Now, for people listening, basically what that means is one guy, and if you listeners right now, whether you think it's whether you are a Democrat, a Republican, independent, imagine the person that you don't like getting into office next and issuing executive orders and doing whatever they want. One man, one woman deciding whatever they want, whenever they want. It's just not right. That's why we are an elected body. That's why I'm a member of Congress here to stand up for the American people. Now, what you're talking about, though, JD, which really gets scary, is there are areas, what we're talking about debt ceiling and guns, that's just a talk about what the president may do or is being asked to do by Democrat lawmakers. Although he has pulled executive orders to ignore law currently, one of it would be with immigration, where he's just telling the basically law enforcement, don't enforce illegal immigration laws on a certain section of society. Well, look, I am open to talks of immigration reform. I am open to talks of making sure we keep guns out of the hands of the mentally ill. I am open to talks of massive cuts in spending so we don't have to raise the debt ceiling. But we cannot put all of this power in one man or one woman's hands.
Well, something else, and you hit the nail on the head on that. Nancy Pelosi has come out and said, and I've got some audio I'm going to play a little bit later from Judge Napolitano, and basically Nancy Pelosi says that if she was president, she would use the 14th Amendment to circumvent Congress to raise the debt ceiling through executive order. So, but it's Congress's job. That's their role, is to handle the debt ceiling and to issue debt. So how in the world can she see the 14th Amendment as her circumvention for that part of the law?
And what's so appalling to me is if you go back years ago to when George W. Bush was president, you had the left completely up in arms when Bush would even begin to hint at some sort of executive order for anything at all. And the left was crazy, they're marching here in Washington, taking them all. And actually, not only has President Barack Obama begun to do these types of things, but he's doubled down on Bush policy when it comes to the war, the quote-unquote war on terror. I mean, how can they not see this? How are they not seeing that this power grab is out of hand and it's only getting worse? We need men and women who will stand up and say, let's return this country to the people.
Well, George,
I mean, it's one thing to talk about the Constitution, but the people have elected us in Congress as a body to make laws, to repeal laws, and in the House specifically, to handle the purse strings. And it's just not being done anymore. And again, I really can't stress enough. If you're a Democrat listening right now, and you love President Barack Obama, that's fine. I get it. I understand your opinion. But you have to ask yourself, what happens when someone you don't like gets into office? That's why this is so scary for either side of the aisle.
Hey Trey, congratulations on being elected. I know it was a tough battle. Reagan raised it 18 times the ceiling, and then Bush raised it like 7 or 8 times. So I mean, it goes back a long, long ways. It's just not laid at the lap of President Obama. Like he did something nobody else has done.
Oh, look, I'm the first to say that. You guys have known that. Look, I campaigned being a fiscal conservative, and in something that I have stressed over and over is when it comes to fiscal policy, I have been just as frustrated with Republicans as I am Democrats. Do you guys know that the debt ceiling has been raised 13 times in 10 years? Go back to 10 years ago, and the talk was, maybe we shouldn't do this. It's bad for us. And as a matter of fact, 2006, then Senator Barack Obama came out with a great quote about, paraphrasing him, about how raising the debt ceiling puts the burden on our children, and it shows foreign creditors the power that they sway over our country. And I agree with then Senator Barack Obama, but the hypocrisy does not stop. And quite frankly, it's on both sides of the aisle.
I would agree. U.S. Congressman Trey Radel on the line with us right now on the Ledge Radio Show. And Congressman, I've got a question from one of our listeners. He sent an email in, and I'd like to read this to you. And I want to preface it like this. Everybody down here, everybody on the Republican side, we definitely support you. We supported you. I definitely still support you. I think that America and even Southwest Florida sometimes has that attitude as to, what have you done for me lately? And I mean, you've been there like a week, okay? And they're already wanting to see sweeping change. But there's people that they want to make sure that you're still the same rock solid Trey Radel from Southwest Florida, because we know.
Actually, I'm drinking champagne and eating caviar right now.
Oh, you must be on vacation with Barack Obama then. Yeah. Well. But that's the thing, though. They want that same guy that was here in Southwest Florida trumping, for conservative Americans. And this is where this email comes from. So let me read it to you. This is from Anthony. He's a loyal Republican constituent in this area. He says, I listened to your show daily. This must have been back when you were on Daybreak, and voted for you. After hearing you and the overwhelming number of callers provide convincing evidence why John Boehner had to be removed as Speaker, it was obvious that your vote to reinstate Boehner as Speaker was an inaccurate representation of those who got you elected.
Sure.
Will you be continuing this trend?
I'm really glad you brought this up, actually, because I have not had a chance to address it in public. I did vote for John Boehner. And you want to know, it's interesting, because most people are like, cancer, we got to get cancer in there. Hey, guess what? I had a personal conversation with Eric Cantor that day, that morning, and nobody stepped up to the plate. When you don't vote for John Boehner, you literally, and I'm not joking about this, while the possibility might be slim, theoretically a Democrat could become Speaker of the House. So the question is do you want to roll the dice and have someone like Pelosi,
True.
Again, theoretically, be appointed to Speaker of the House because of all the chaos within the votes, or do you stick with who fellow conservatives have said that they're going to stick with?
Well, now I can understand that, and I can appreciate that. So basically, what you're saying is that Eric Cantor, he didn't want to be Speaker, so he didn't.
No one wants the job.
I got you.
That's the issue here. And again, look, I get that some of this is process, but it's where we stand right now. And yes, I am a principled fiscal. I don't know if principled conservative. Sorry, I have to change a diaper here in a minute. By the way, guys.
I didn't know you were getting that old.
But look, there are realities when it comes to process and what you're dealing with. To even go back to people like Ron Paul and the liberty movement within our group. Sure, I love and respect that. But the reality is that Paul simply statistically was not going to make it out of the primary. there are certain realities that you have to deal with. And in this one, it was either vote for Boehner or have the possibility of total chaos and either a Democrat or God or who knows being appointed as Speaker. And again, I personally had the conversation with Eric Cantor. Personally, I've got a great relationship with him that I'm trying to develop. And he voted for Boehner.
Let me ask you,
and so did Paul Ryan and others.
Trey, let me ask you a question. You voted for Boehner to be in. Are there any other votes that you had to look at and that you kind of wavered a little bit and said, I don't know, man?
No, I barely even voted, guys.
That's it, huh?
I just got here, but here's some of the things.
Well, you voted for the Sandy. The storm.
Storm
relief, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's NFIP. That's honoring our contracts with people that have paid in to the NFIP. Now, the question is what will lawmakers vote coming this week here? We're going to have a vote on another massive package of Sandy relief.
Right.
And guess what? Not only is it laden with just absolute pork and ridiculous amount of deficit spending, but here's the sick part of it, the twisted part of it. The victims of the hurricane, where I think that there can be a role mostly for states to go in and help those people, they are not going to get any aid. I'm not going to vote for this because lawmakers have absolutely abused the system. They want to load it up with pork, but most specifically, it's not some of this pork that you may have heard in the press, like, oh, they're going to subsidize windmills in Oregon, or money going to the Motion Picture Association of America. Do you know who gets the most money out of that? The federal government, HUD, and all sorts of other agencies.
$500 million go to the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yep.
$16 million go to the community development funds. $2 billion to the federal highways. These are all people that were not affected by the storm.
That's right. That's what the congressman's saying.
$25 million to improve weather and hurricane intensity forecasting.
And by the way, to improve the forecasting, as if we're not perfecting that alone in
private sector
in Florida, but yes. So what I'm getting at is that the victims are victims again of more Washington games of liberals who want to load up again, not just like these ridiculous subsidies that you hear of Motion Picture Association or wind and solar. It's to go to the federal government and ask yourself, whether you're a Democrat or Republican listening right now, do you really think that the federal government needs more of your money? Now, the only way for that us conservatives, in whether we're talking Republican Study Committee or in the party itself, is I'm open to the discussion if it's an offset. In other words, why don't you take a chunk out of HUD and put it to FEMA? Why don't you take a chunk of money that is there and exists and is tangible, if you want to find some sort of relief? But even at that, you all know me, I'm very skeptical of the feds coming in and picking and choosing. I think that the best thing that we can do is begin to reform these types of programs, quit having people so dependent on the federal government, and ultimately get it back to the state.
Well, remember what we saw from the fiscal cliff deal, Congressman Radel, is that we had $1 in spending cuts for $41 in new taxes. So I'm a little leery too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what that anger and angst was building up to Speaker Boehner's nomination again. I'm just a backseat, kind of quarterbacking here, but I just don't like the way that things have been handled, even when it just comes to perception over the past few years. We keep hearing in national media about, the do-nothing Congress, and it's all the House Republicans' fault. Well, let's take a look at what the House Republicans have done. They're passing budgets, something the Senate hasn't done in thousands of days. The House Republicans are the ones coming to the table, acting like adults, saying, look, we understand that negotiations have to start somewhere. If our friends on the other side of the aisle don't like this budget, then work with us. At least in the Senate, send something back and show us what you would like. But that's not even being done. And that is why this is not an issue of the House. This is the Senate. It's where things go to die.
Well, I would agree with you on that as well, and that's something I've discussed here. The Congress, the House has sent bills to the Senate.
Well, they got to stop the filibustering. That's the big deal. Everybody filibusters now.
We're not even at that point. Harry Reid won't even bring it for a vote. So he's not even doing his job.
You're right. There's no filibustering when it's not even anywhere. not going anywhere. It's going there to die.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, Congressman Radel, listen, we're coming up on a hard break, but we really, really, really appreciate you calling in today. We hope that you do a great job for us representing Southwest Florida, Lee and Collier County.
Shoot over to Annapolis to get a crab cake, man.
There you go. Smitty says go get a crab cake. But we'll be in touch soon. Congressman Trey Radel, thanks for being on the Les Radio Show.
I'll make it in a plug. We're coming there. We're going to do town halls at the end of this month. You can go to radel.house.gov. For the dates that we got one in Fort Myers, one in Naples at the end of this month. And you all know Southwest Florida is home. And I'm going to be doing town halls. We're going to be reaching out. I want to hear from you, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. Don't even vote yet. I am active. I'm engaged in the community. I love Southwest Florida. I love home. And I want to do nothing more than do a great job of representing you. So I look forward to seeing everybody at the end of this month. Go to radel.house.gov.
All right. Thank you, sir, Congressman Radel.
Thanks
Have a great day.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was
all right.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. That was Congressman Trey Radel calling in from D.C., giving us a little heads up on what's going on up there. Got a little perspective on Boehner as well. Smitty, I've got a quick caller. I got to take. This is on line 2. This is Karen Kenyon. She said that Smitty saved her life this week.
Oh,
Karen, you're on the air. What you got for us?
Hi, Smitty. Do you remember how you were on 41 going north, and I veered and you veered, and
I did.
You honestly did save my life?
I do remember. I told my boss about that. I told him what happened. It was pretty crazy, man.
It was. I have no idea why anyone would veer out in oncoming traffic like that, but I think I became a professional stunt driver.
Well, you were shaking when you pulled over, and I pulled over to make sure you're okay, and you said, yeah, you're all right. I said, okay, and you thanked me, and that was enough. That was enough.
Well, you asked me to call in, so
I said call in, man. I didn't even thank me, but I just wanted you to call in for the show. But hey, thanks for calling in.
I absolutely appreciate it, and I was listening to Trey Radel. Very interesting. I will absolutely now listen to your show every Saturday morning.
There you go.
I appreciate it. And tell all your friends.
I certainly will. I'm going to.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
See, that Smitty's not that bad. He's out there saving the people, man. He's saving them.
Hold on.
Dodge. Super Smitty. All right. When we get back, we'll have more on gun control, gun rights, all that good stuff, fiscal
shenanigans,
everything. 277-9600, 775-9600.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. Check me out mornings right here on 96 K-Rock from 6 till 10 a.m. Followed by an all-new lineup of the best damn radio shows, period. Zito and Garrett middays. Stan and Haney afternoons. Followed by Lex and Terry, the Nick and Artie, the Alex Jones Show, and Man Count. Check out all the shows on 96krock.com. Take K-Rock everywhere you go by downloading the iRadio Now app on your smartphone or your Android. It's a radio station that has balls to give you exactly what you wanted. Entertaining radio. 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Offers with approved credit, $23.99 due at signing, plus tax tag title. Sonata includes $500 loyalty, $500 military, $1,500 holiday bonus cash, $24.95 dealer, no security deposit required.
The new year is here. It's time to lose weight, get in shape, get out of debt, hold everything. You can do all three at O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers. Lose the weight of a high car payment with 2013 Sonata lease payments as low as $169 a month. Get your bank account in shape with no down payment. And O'Brien Hyundai will help you get out of debt with 0% financing and up to $5,000 in savings. It's O'Brien Hyundai's Resolution Solution. Choose from over 300 vehicles on the lot, and you always get America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance. Don't wait another minute. Come get your Resolution Solution now. Get to O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers, just 2 miles west off I-75 on Colonial Boulevard, or click O'BrienTeamHyundai.com.
You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying.
I don't know. I just don't know anymore. We had those people yesterday from Bradenton. The day before, we had them up there from Tampa. The day before, what's that place there? I don't even know. Brandon, Florida. Caroline, yesterday, Naples was big. Caroline, these people come from all over. Everybody knows about this 2013 user-thon. Caroline, I just can't get over it. How do they know? All these people are all over the state, for God's sakes.
Everybody wants to save
right
money.
Right here in the Cape, right here, Penn Island Road. Dial 239, 242, 7000. What is the number? 242, 7000, Caroline.
They want the financing options that you can get through HugeKiaCredit.com and through Fusillo Kia. They want the huge selection of brand new Kias, and they know that during events like this, we take in a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles that are low mileage, late model, one-owner vehicles. They're like new vehicles. The other day,
guy came in to lease the car, right? He had a 900 down.
Yep.
I told him I'd carry him. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I'll carry you. That's what it's all about, selling Kias. I'll carry you half the time, for God's sake. It's all about being huge, Caroline, huge.
One of the benefits of being a trial lawyer for right at 25 years is that after seeing so many families struggle with the loss of a loved one, suddenly and without warning, is that you learn not to take every day for granted, and you embrace moments and events and special occasions in a much different way. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and I want to tell you something that may be helpful to you in your own life. Sometimes, when I've met with friends and families of loved ones who have tragically passed away as a result of an accident, I discover that they were not speaking to each other at the time of their death. For them, the pain is only magnified. If you're not speaking to a loved one, do yourself a favor and them. Pick up the phone. Say you're sorry. Even if you don't think you're in the wrong, a burden will be lifted. Joy will suddenly fill you, and peace will come to you and to them. Forever is a long time. Let forever end today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, that's what my friends say too. Well, here we go.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The second hour is brought to you by Imperial Firearm Security for all your firearm security needs. Phone lines are open to 277-9600, 775-9600. Visit our website and blog at theledgeradioshow.com or find us on Facebook as well. Smitty, I want to get back into what we were talking about before the congressman called in, which was gun rights versus gun control. And, Sick Rick, I've got a cut, I think it's cut 11. I want to get that queued up. You got towns all across America now that are coming out with their own laws and regulations that they're trying to pass to make sure that their citizens are armed. We've got a Utah town. It's only, I think it's less than 1,000 residents in the town. Springs City Councilman Neil Sorensen was on being interviewed by Fox News, and they proposed an ordinance requiring a gun in every household, kind of like that Kennesaw, Georgia, that proposed it back in 1983, and since then they've only had 4 gun-related deaths or 4 murders since 1983. So Utah, small town, they're trying to do the same thing. And
let me ask you a question. You heard about the guns. Do you favor any kind of background check? Any kind?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you would support that position?
Yeah, I don't want felons. I don't want convicted felons or certain criminals to have to be legally allowed to buy weapons. Now, here's the thing. People that are criminals will get weapons illegally anyway. But I would prefer not to put them in their hands through legal processes.
But it makes a little bit of common sense to at least have some kind of.
We have that now.
Well, it's never really enforced. They said a lot of these rules and regulations and laws are out there, but nobody really enforces them. You know.
Well, I mean, in Florida, the FDLE enforces them, so I know it's enforced here.
No.
But it may be state to state.
Right.
So let me go to this cut 11 Sick Rick. Let's hear what this gentleman's got to say.
You can understand how maybe some folks living not in Utah would find this a bit surprising. What would you say to them?
That I have a right and a responsibility to protect myself, my family, and the community, and I feel this is the best way I know how to do it.
I mean, that's the bottom line. The Second Amendment gives us that right. It's a right. It's not a law. It's a right to bear arms to protect ourselves both from someone trying to break into your home or a tyrannical government. And that's what this councilman from Spring City says. They wanted to make that a top priority in their town. And I'd like to see that spread across the nation. There's been some other towns that have done it as well. Parts of Ohio, Colorado. Florida obviously is a very pro-gun state. We're a Republican state, so it helps us to be pro-gun. But, if that's if that's going to be the trend, I think I'd rather see that than people trying to take guns away. I mean,
are you for regulating any type of large magazines?
No. I mean, you've got a law that was put on the books. I think it was in 1968 that restricted the purchase of full automatic weapons.
High capacity.
No, it was fully automatic weapons for the regular citizen. So they reserve that for military use. I don't even agree with that. But because how am I going to defend myself against a tyrannical government if they come in with their full automatic weapon? All I've got is a semi-automatic rifle. It's tough to go up against a weapon that shoots 900 rounds a minute, and I can only shoot 60.
Well, if they're going to come and get you, they're going to get you. It doesn't matter. They're going to get you. But that's not going to happen.
You keep saying it's not going to happen.
Because you keep on flying this flag up the pole going, it's the government's going to come get you. They're going to come get your guns. They're going to come beat you up. You're just too far out there. It's not going to happen.
Did you hear about the Ohio school board that voted unanimously to allow custodial staff to carry handguns?
Yep, it's called Mop and a Glock.
A mop and a Glock. I like it. Hey, didn't you prepare a little ditty?
I did. I
know you want to sing it.
Okay. Here's a little ditty for all the gun people out there, and I want to sing it for you all. So bear with me.
Yeah, please do.
It goes like this. You can join in. You know what part to join in. Here we go. Ready? They're coming to take your guns away, hoorah, hoorah. They're coming to take your guns away, hoorah, hoorah. So get your AK and hide it quick, or you'll be fighting with just a stick, and we'll all be dead soon. They're coming to take our guns. They're coming to take their guns away, hoorah, hoorah. They're coming to take their guns away, hoorah, hoorah. The GOP will scare you good. They'll normally just wear a big white hood, but they'll all be dead soon. They're coming to take your guns. They're coming to take your guns away, hoorah, hoorah. They're coming to take your guns away, hoorah, hoorah. They'll take my guns that I'm a-lovin', and I'll be forced to fight with my Dutch oven. We'll all be dead soon. They're coming to take our guns.
That was pretty good. So you got to the white hoods part. That's amazing. I knew I should have pre-read that whole song. He sings the first little line, and I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good. I like that. And I knew I should have looked at the whole thing. But that's Smitty for you. He will offend the GOP, Osama bin Laden, the whole Muslim organization.
Five mics.
Yeah, Smitty will be on 5 mics on January 17th.
Magical Mike.
Smitty Magic Mike.
That's funny, man.
So, but when you got schools like this, school boards, voting to allow their school district to carry weapons to protect their kids.
I got no problem putting it in schools. I got no problem putting guns in schools. I think.
Well, it looks like we got polar opposites. We got one side of the spectrum that says, "Hey, we want to protect our children, so let's put guns in the schools to protect them," and then you got a whole other set of the spectrum, which is the government saying, "Let's take your guns away." Removing your guns from law-abiding citizen, that doesn't help.
That's what I'm telling you. The horse has left that barn. They will not your house, taking your guns from you. No military's come down the street. Nothing's going to happen like that.
Do you not think that the government can start? Do you not think the government can start imposing small rules that'll start ticking away and chipping away at your gun rights? They already have started that.
Sure, there's going to be rights that are going to be not liked by a lot of people. There's going to be regulations that are not liked by a lot of people. But it's a fanatical thought to think that our government, you know what? I even have trust in our own military that they wouldn't even do it. So there, I think if these guys said, hey, all these troops over here, go down here and take these guns from these guys are going to go, you're crazy. I'm not going to knock on this guy's door and take his guns. I think even the troops will have enough common sense to go, yeah, that ain't happening.
Well, I hope so. And I've got a clip here that I'm going to play before we go to our next break. It's going to be cut 9.
Like that guy in China, remember he stood in front of the Jeep or the tank? Remember that?
Yeah.
In Tiananmen Square.
How'd that work out?
They didn't run him over. The guy could have ran him over.
Well, they did before. Remember when they killed all the kids at the from the college in Tiananmen Square?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think the military guys have enough common sense. They're not going to do that against our people.
I sure hope not. And in talking to a lot of them, I've heard the same thing, which is a good thing.
That is good.
But this is a clip, and it just touches a little bit on the Alex Jones Piers Morgan argument.
Play that.
The actual argument was great. I'm not going to play that argument, but this is a reality check. This is from Reality Check, going over the actual facts of the argument. So Piers Morgan was claiming, that that America has the worst crime statistics of any other country. And Alex Jones is saying, hey, man, look at your own country, that they took away all your guns. They took away your guns in England. Let's go over those facts. And Piers Morgan was having nothing of it. So let's go with Cut 9. This is Piers Morgan with the anti-gun rant versus Alex Jones and Reality Check.
Last night on CNN's Piers Morgan Tonight, Morgan interviewed radio host Alex Jones. And to say it was wild, well, that would be an understatement. Here's just a small clip.
Answer this question. How many...
Why'd you get fired from the Daily Mirror for putting out fake stories? You're a hatchet man of the New World Order.
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there?
Oh, you're going to ban your fist now?
In Britain last year.
How many chimpanzees can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said 100.
It's very low.
You said 100.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is, you can...
Against 11,000.
As I said, it was wild, and it got even more wild than that. But we wanted to take a look at some of that exchange, because the stat that Piers Morgan was continuing to cite, one that Great Britain, which banned guns about 15 years ago, had only 35 gun-related murders in 2011, compared to the United States, which had 11,000. Let's start there, because that number is not correct. According to FBI crime stats for 2011, there were 12,664 homicides in the U.S. Of those, 8,583 were caused by firearms. But of those, 400 are listed as justifiable homicide by law enforcement, 260 justifiable homicide by private citizens. On the other hand, it is true that percentage-wise, Britain has a lower gun homicide rate. With a population of 62.6 million, Great Britain saw 59 gun-related homicides for 2011. Still not the 35 Piers Morgan keeps citing. But that shouldn't be surprising that the gun homicide rate in a country that bans guns would be lower than in a country where guns are not banned. Where the argument falls apart is when you attempt to claim that fewer guns equals less crime. The U.S. has the highest gun ownership rate in the world, an average of 88 guns per 100 people. That puts it first in the world for gun ownership. Yemen is second with 54.8 guns per 100 people. So that means the U.S. has the highest gun murder rate as well, right? Well, no. Honduras, El Salvador, and Jamaica have higher rates. So do 24 other countries. The U.S., despite being number 1 in gun ownership, is number 28 in gun homicide with a rate of 2.97 per 100,000 people. Of course, Piers Morgan isn't calling for the U.S. to be more like El Salvador and Honduras. He's calling for us to be more like Great Britain. So what do the numbers look like there? The UK has the second highest overall crime rate in the EU. The UK has the 5th highest robbery rate, the 4th highest burglary rate. But more importantly, the EU named Britain as the most violent country in the EU. In the UK, there are 2,034 violent crimes per 100,000 people. That puts it way ahead of even South Africa, with a rate of 1,609 per 100,000. In the United States, we're not even in the top 10. The U.S. has a violent crime rate of 466 crimes per 100,000 residents. So what this means for you is that while people like Morgan insist that the U.S. can learn from Great Britain, well, maybe we can. What we might learn is that violent crime is not the result of a gun or any tool. It is the result of the heart of men and women.
That's true. I mean, so right there you have it. I mean, Great Britain they've got a total gun ban, yet their violent crime rate is way above and beyond ours. I mean, and I heard just the other day that the youths over there, they will kick in a door of a home, go in and take whatever they want without repercussion because they know that the citizen in that house is not armed and cannot defend themselves, and we can't have that here. I mean, that's the bottom line. But let's go to break real quick. We're on a hard break. When we get back, we got some callers on hold. We'll get to them.
277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call.
96 K-Rock goes live. 4 stages and 4 bands equals 2 hours of kick-ass rock and roll.
Saturday night.
K-Rock Live. K-Rock Live.
Saturday night. Brought to you by the Purple Ringer.
On 96 K-Rock and 96krock.com.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm, security, and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Duncan's Diamonds, the largest diamond and jewelry superstores, is having a diamond sale with savings of up to 75%. Find great prices on certified diamonds. Make Mr. Duncan an offer. Duncan's Diamond Extravaganza, Fort Myers, US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center.
The nicest used cars anywhere in the country are right here in Naples. And they're all on NaplesUsedCars.com. Hundreds of extra clean, low-mileage used cars at a fraction of their original prices. All makes, all models. And right now it's our New Year clearance event with over 600 vehicles in stock. We're having a clearance event this weekend only. Imports and domestics like Dodge, Honda, Chevrolet, Subaru, and Toyotas all start under $5,000. Under $5,000. Luxury vehicles including Mercedes, BMW, Infiniti, Lexus, and Lincoln are on clearance starting under $10,000. Mercedes under $10,000 this weekend only during the New Year clearance event at NaplesUsedCars.com. Browse at your own pace 24 hours a day. Get your trade value, your interest rate, your down payment, your monthly payment. Even fill out your credit app online. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one of ours. Visit NaplesUsedCars.com. That's NaplesUsedCars.com.
Plus tax, tag, and title fees sponsored by Germain.
Men over the age of 30, did you know that testosterone and energy levels are dropping and continue to drop as you age? Doctors refer to this problem as low T. There is a solution. The Man Stack. Exclusively from Total Nutrition, the Man Stack recharges your natural testosterone level. The result is a leaner core, denser muscle, a rocketing sex drive, and an adolescent supply of energy and stamina. The Man Stack is exclusively from Total Nutrition. If you're a man over the age of 30 and you're looking to build lean muscle, improve sexual stamina, and recharge your natural energy levels, it's time to try Total Nutrition's Man Stack.
Visit any one of the 6 Total Nutrition locations. Cape Coral on the corner of Santa Barbara and Veterans, in Fort Myers on 41 just south of Pagefield, or in the Gulf Coast Town Center, and now on the corner of 6 Mile Cypress and Colonial between Zoom 10 and Verizon Wireless. Also in Port Charlotte on 41 and Cochran, and in Naples on the corner of Airport and Immokalee. Total Nutrition is your one-stop shop for protein powders, weight loss, and vitamins.
This is Yanni from Total Nutrition. Seeing great service, seeing great prices, you better need. Visit us at TotalNutritionSWFL.com.
What do you think? What do you think about all these trades coming in? What do you think about all these trades? 5,000 miles on this one, 45,000 miles an hour, 38,000 miles on this one. I don't see no junk coming in, Caroline.
And we're talking about a lot of late model, low mileage, one owner vehicles that are coming in on trade because people are looking to buy brand new Kias with that 10-year, 100,000 mile limited warranty. And that means that here at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral, not only do we have a huge selection of brand new Kias, but we have all of those amazing trade-ins that are like new on the lot as well.
Caroline, it's unbelievable. It's Usathon 2013, and if you haven't figured it out, folks, it is Billy and Caroline right here for Fusillo Kia in the Cape. Caroline, I don't think this last year we took in this many nice vehicles.
You know, I am amazed at the quality of the vehicles that have been coming in. And, you know, part of that is because people have realized the quality of the Kia product, the warranty behind it. And they want to trade in and get that.
Quality, you know what it is, Caroline? It's huge, Caroline. Huge.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. Email us at JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. And on line 2 is Smitty's only fan. We've got Pete.
Pete, my boy.
Pete
What's
from
up,
St. Pete. You're on the Ledge Radio Show.
Hello, am I on the air?
Yeah, welcome aboard, Pete.
Yeah, hey, Smitty, how are you?
Good,
Smitty,
my friend, how are you?
You look like you're surrounded by...
2 losers. I got 1 winner in the red.
Good-looking redneck, but still redneck. Hey, listen, I want to talk about armed guards in the school, right?
What do you think?
I think it's a good idea, but they should also ban assault weapons so the armed guard is not added to the body count.
Gotcha.
You know?
Do you think
let's not have this all or nothing redneck thinking now. Let's reason together.
Okay, I hear you. What do you think about the kids listening to video games and playing video games, the violence stuff? You think they ought to do that?
Come on, they used to say that about comic books in my day. That has nothing to do with it. You can't slaughter people if you don't have the proper weapon.
Well, is a meat cleaver a proper weapon?
The problem is the weapon shoots people too quickly, too many bullets.
Big magazines.
Too many of them.
Big magazines. I think I already know what the problem is.
What's the problem?
It's you. Instead of it being the gun, it's people like you.
The problem is arrogant ignorance. You know, there's two kinds.
You're right.
Ignorance can be
bliss
overcome with enlightenment, but arrogant ignorance is hopeless.
That's words to live by right there.
Poetry, man.
Voting for Barack Obama twice.
On.
I mean, what do you expect?
Hey, he picks a winner. What can you say?
Hey, gee, look who's talking.
What'd you win? What'd you win?
And, you know, that gives you an idea of your judgment and your thought process.
What did you win by getting Barack Obama back?
I wouldn't be so quick to advise other people, JD.
Well, what did you win by getting Barack Obama?
Well, what didn't I get? I didn't get another rich guy in there to collapse the economy.
You mean the economy that he already collapsed?
AIG bailout. They were going to sue us.
I also got somebody who actually cares about the working people.
There you go. Speak on it, brother man. Speak on it.
You got to be out of your mind.
Speak on it.
And I got health insurance.
Speak on it.
I didn't have health insurance.
Okay.
You know, we got a caring, intelligent person, not a rich dumbbell.
There you go.
A caring, intelligent person.
That's right. I'm with you, Pete. I hear you, brother.
Hey, KT, you gotta realize America's changing.
Oh, I know. It's going right down the crapper.
And he can't stand it. He can't stand it.
It's getting more progressive.
I can't stand you. All right, Pete. Thanks for calling in, buddy. We appreciate it. Take care, man.
All right, thank you.
Pete, call in anytime, brother. Anytime.
Anytime I'm not here, Pete. Whenever I'm not here,
JD loves to hear from you. He was just telling me off the air. Man, where's Pete at? I want to talk to him.
I knew Pete would call in. Pete can't stand it not to call in and give me a hard time.
He loves you.
You know, I don't think he does.
See, he does have a point about the AI. I just saw AIG recently, and we all know we bailed them out. You know, remember the big bailout?
Yeah.
Okay.
They dropped the lawsuit.
Yeah. Just the audacity that they were going to sue us for bail them out. That's craziness, man.
Is it because they didn't get enough money?
Yeah. They claim that the lawsuit claims that the government involvement would deter foreign investors, including sovereign wealth funds, that might have been willing to invest in capital in AIG before a rating agency downgraded it. So
I think that's all a big. I mean, it's all a big scam. I mean,
could you imagine bailing them out $170 million or something like crazy amount, and then turn around and suing somebody? You know what that's like?
That's like
suing somebody who saves you from drowning.
That's like blaming guns for the crime.
That's like suing somebody who saves you from drowning and goes, well, you know, you pulled my arm when you pulled me out of the drowning river, and I'm suing you now because you broke my arm.
That's like banning cars for drunk drivers.
It's craziness.
It's like blaming the spoon for fat people.
It's craziness.
I mean, equate it equally. Guns are not the problem. It's the people with the gun that's the problem.
Talking about
the spoon is not the problem. It's the person eating with two hands and only one mouth.
It's the sport. The sport was
those sporks are problems.
I don't know whether it's a fork or a spoon.
Well, I like this little thing though. We got a Jackson County, Kentucky sheriff, Denny Payman. He's making it clear that no law that violates the Constitution will be upheld in his county. He will not enforce any federal gun laws in his county.
It's starting to spread. People are starting to do it in Texas. They're doing it. They're talking about putting some more guns in schools. They're doing it in Ohio. So that wave is starting to roll. And I don't think anybody's going to deny protecting the kids. So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Well, the only people denying it are the people that are enacting the laws.
Yeah, they're not.
They're the same people that pushed Obamacare down our throats when 65% of America didn't want it, yet they still voted to approve it.
So you say. Let's take a phone call.
All right, I've got line one, Chris from Naples. You're on the Ledge Radio Show. Chris, what's up?
How you doing, JD? First-time caller. I got to say, I've never called in. Usually don't give my opinion on these things because It's just like banging your head against the wall.
That's how I feel.
That's how I'm trying to work. That's why I work with JD. It's the worst thing in the world. Go ahead.
Yeah. I tell you, JD, probably be better off without you on there. But
nice. I feel the love too. Thanks for calling. Talk to you later.
Yeah, that's what I figured you'd say. But JD won't hang up on me because he knows I'm right. So
I'm with it, man.
Just keep up
you and Pete,
and we'll all get through this together.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Make sure you strap up, get your gun. Don't let them take it away from you, buddy.
They're coming to get your gun again. Hurrah!
It's a long day. It's going to be a long day when they come for mine.
They better pack a lunch, right? And maybe even a dinner.
So if they come looking for your gun, and the police sheriff comes knocks on your door and says, "Hey, we understand you have a registered gun here. Whatever you got, I don't know what kind of gun do you got."
Well, don't tell them what you have. We don't.
All right, well,
here's Smitty.
He's got an AK.
Smitty.
I don't even know much about guns. So you could tell me it was a QX. I could care less.
See, Smitty wants the news press to print everybody's address to whoever owns guns.
And they say, "Hey, we want to come with you. We're going to take your gun. What are you going to do at that point? You're going to shoot them?"
I don't have any guns. They're all stolen, sir.
Oh, okay.
You mean people that are criminals didn't follow the law and they stole your gun?
Yeah, that must have been what happened.
Holy cow. And you know what's really crazy? Murder is also illegal, yet they still kill people. It's amazing.
Exactly.
I'm
last I knew, heroin and crack cocaine and all that was illegal too, but we can't seem to figure that out for about 1,000 years now.
Well, you know,
you ought to know.
What's funny about that is that, drugs are illegal, yet that's one of the biggest crimes on our streets today is drug dealing and drug use. So we made drugs illegal, but it didn't get them off the street. So we're going to make assault weapons illegal, and we're not going to get them off the street.
Well, let's get away from that whole assault weapons name, if you will, because what is an assault weapon?
I'm with you.
I can go cut a stick out of a tree and assault you with it. It's an assault weapon.
Assault weapon is something that can deliver massive amount of killing power in a short amount of time, that has big capacity guns that can have these Teflon tips that can go through armor piercing stuff that kills people, man.
Now this is coming from Smitty, who doesn't even know about guns.
I don't care if you've got a 22 caliber BB gun, but
I do.
It don't matter what's coming out the barrel, dude. It's gonna kill you.
Hey, I just.
Whether you're shooting
a BB gun's going to kill me?
It can. It absolutely can.
You don't think so? Come on over, but I'll give you my BB gun and let you shoot yourself with it.
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Yeah,
all right,
man.
Chris.
We'll go shoot some cans in the backyard.
Hey, Chris, thanks for the call, buddy.
Have a good day, bud.
All right, now here I just got a text from one of our faithful listeners. How many people were killed by airplanes in 2001, yet we still use them?
All of them.
Well, think about 9/11, 2001.
How many people were killed?
Well, in one incident, we had about 3,000 people killed. Yeah, we didn't ban airplanes.
The Saudi Arabians.
We should have banned the Saudi Arabians.
That's what we should have banned.
We should have banned them because that's who did it.
I know that's who did it.
And yet, what are we going to do? We're going to ban guns.
Yeah, we went over and beat up Afghanistan.
I know. Saudi Arabia did. Let's go beat up Afghanistan.
You son of a gun! You with him?
Well, if I recall correctly, what George Bush said was, "Anyone who harbors terrorists, you will not be left standing."
Yeah, we all know where that war went. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that could have been done differently.
A little bit. Just to follow up, because we're coming at the end of the hour, I want to thank everybody for calling in today, even the guys that didn't agree with me and hate me so much. I appreciate it.
Which is most of them.
Well, I don't give a crap. Anyhow, did you know this week they had the Hall of Fame selection for the Football Hall of Fame? Did you know that, the finalists?
No.
I'll read them to you. Tell me if you know the teams that they played for.
Okay. You're not going to read them all, are you?
Stick Rick will know them all. Larry Allen, quick.
No.
Cowboys. Jerome Bettis.
Oh, Steelers.
Okay, there's one.
The Bus.
Tim Brown. Raiders, that's great. Chris Carter.
Vikings.
Curly Culp.
Don't know.
Oilers.
Yeah, it was. You said, well, it's Chiefs and Houstoners. Eddie DeBartolo.
49ers.
He's the owner. He was actually an owner of the 49ers. Kevin Green.
Green Bay.
Steelers in Carolina. Chris Haley.
Don't know.
Cowboys. Art Modell.
Owner of
the Browns and the Ravens.
Yep.
Jonathan Ogden.
Ravens.
He was a Raven.
There you go, Ravens.
Bill Parcells, we all know, was New York. Andre Reed. Bills. Okay. David Robinson. Linebacker.
David Robinson. I thought he was a basketball player.
No, Packers.
Okay.
Warren Sapp.
Tampa Bay. Played there. A couple other teams.
Will Shields.
Don't know.
Chiefs. Michael Strahan.
Giants.
That's right. And Arenas Williams.
Is that a girl?
No,
Venus Williams?
No,
Oh.
no, it was the Saints. He was actually.
Is he related to Venus Williams?
Actually, he was probably one of the guys the most talented on the whole list here.
Arenas and Venus?
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
So who we got playing this weekend?
They got Baltimore going to Denver. Going to be a tough game. Woo. Houston has to go to New England. 49ers to the Packers, and Seahawks travel to Atlanta. And I'm going to pick them here. I'm going to pick 49ers over the Pack. I'm going to pick New England over Houston. I'm going to go on a limb and say Seahawks over Atlanta. And I'm going to say Baltimore by Denver by 1 point. 1 point. It's going to come down to 30 seconds. It's going to be a 52-yarder, and Denver's going to win the game.
Well, you just said Baltimore's going to win.
Baltimore's going to win.
And Denver's going to win the game.
He's going to kick it in Denver. Because at the Mile High Stadium, the air's thin, they can get the ball over there. And if you're a woman out there, if you're a woman out there, and I know I got my pretty girl here, Shannon. Listen, let the guy enjoy this weekend. Leave him alone, okay? Let him lay around for 2 days and watch football. Go out with your girls. Go shopping, whatever, man. Just go out and have a good. Leave us alone for a weekend, for God's sake. Let me sit down, flop my butt on the sofa, watch the TV. Day. I'm talking about all the guys that don't have it like me.
Okay, I got you.
And then they can go out and let me just enjoy the weekend. Go out with your girls, have some fun. Leave the man alone. This is his weekend to really get into the football. This is it. This is the big weekend.
I really hope the Ravens do win, and I hope they take out Peyton Manning in one fell swoop, just boom right to the neck. He's done.
Well, that's not nice. Peyton's a good guy.
He was from Tennessee, man.
I
was against the Florida Gators. You know what I'm saying?
You were against.
He never beat the Gators in 4 years at college. Yeah. Never beat them. Well, but he comes there and takes my boy Tebow's job. He's going down, and I hope Ray Lewis takes him down.
Well, this could be Ray's last game.
Could be.
As you know, he's going to retire, and this is his last game. If they lose. So if not, then they have to go probably play the Patriots, which are probably going to beat up on the other guys. So,
Yeah, it'll be a good weekend for football.
A great weekend. So, girls, just leave the man alone. Let him go. Shannon, would you leave your man alone and let him go that?
I'll go shopping. That's fine.
See that?
Yeah. Shannon,
do I get a credit card?
I don't know about all that, man.
Well,
you can go window shopping.
We'll see.
That's right. Only three football games left, so it's coming
all right,
down.
Shannon, we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely,
Thanks for everybody else listening. The Ledge Radio Show on 96K Rock, 277-9600. 775-9600 next week, same time.